Invasive species are dangerous to California ecosystems. So here in California, invasive species are very dangerous to our ecosystems due to the fact that they reduce biodiversity. And in order to resolve this, we must nurture the growth of our native species. So let me ask you, where would you rather live? Oops, sorry. So where would you rather live? My name is Zena, and today I'm going to be talking about how invasive species are dangerous to California ecosystems because they reduce biodiversity. This is relevant to all of you because in California, biodiversity is vital for our functioning ecosystems, our crop production, and even our economy due to the fact that so many people visit California just to visit our unique ecosystems. Throughout my own educational career, I have taken multiple classes in sustainability, biodiversity, and environmental science, and I'm also the president of the California Biodiversity Club. I have also spoken at multiple climate change events advocating for biodiversity protection and an increase in legislation here in California. So today we will be discussing why biodiversity loss is detrimental, what solutions can remedy this problem, what California will look like with and without the solutions, and what people like you and I can do to take action. Please hold all questions, comments, and concerns until the end, and now let me tell you about our problem. So, in order to understand why biodiversity loss is detrimental, we need to first understand what biodiversity is. According to Carrington, as a whole, biodiversity is the variety of life on Earth in all its forms and all its interactions. According to Carrington, biodiversity is the most complex feature on our planet and is the most vital. And some experts say that without biodiversity, there is no future for humanity. So yes, it is very important. The loss of biodiversity describes the decline in the number of genetic variability, variety of species, and biological communities in a given area, according to Rafferty. Biodiversity loss may often be associated with the decline of one or two species within an ecosystem, but this idea, however, is very false due to the fact that biodiversity loss can actually threaten long-term ecosystem health, according to Rafferty, and worst case scenario, it can even cause ecosystem cascade. So California is considered to be what experts call a biodiversity hotspot, yet native species in California have declined up to 20%, according to Gutierrez. California wetlands are also a huge contributor to biodiversity, and as we can see in this image, there has been a very steep decline since the 1900s. Invasive species have the potential to drastically reduce biodiversity due to the fact that they quickly crowd out crops, increase the potential for wildfires and for floods, consume valuable nutrients, and also degrade our land. And this is according to the California Department of Fish and Wildlife. Invasive species also outcompete native species and can even cause species extinction. And they are able to do this due to the fact that in the ecosystem they invade, they have virtually no predators, they have endless amounts of resources, and they are able to reproduce very, very quickly. So let's talk about a possible solution. So experts agree that protecting our species and natural ecosystems is very essential to our future, according to Gutierrez. One way that has been proven to remedy biodiversity loss and also promote biodiversity is by supporting local wildlife, which in turn will preserve the biodiversity of the area that you're in, according to Yale University. Promoting native species growth can help save water, reduce maintenance and pesticide use, and invite beneficial pollinators, according to the California Native Plant Society. And one very easy way for anyone to promote biodiversity and native species growth by themselves is by utilizing horticulture, which is garden cultivation and management. So horticulture, how it works is that it enables you to sustainably choose all your own native plants and flowers and whatnot, and arrange them in any way that you want, all while promoting biodiversity and native species growth. Relating back to biodiversity loss due to invasive species, horticulture can be used to promote the growth of native species and in turn also creates a biodiverse and native ecosystem right at your doorstep. One objection would be that horticulture is too expensive, but this is wrong. Although you have the option to hire a professional if you so please, Websites such as the California Native Plant Society provide you with a step-by-step guide on how to do everything yourself. They also provide you with a map to your nearest plant nursery and also an online platform where you can share your horticulture gardens with other fellow gardeners, all for free. So if we try to visualize California with and without the solutions, what could our state potentially look like? So life with the solutions, if Californians follow the solutions and promote native species growth, California's biodiversity will not only be revived, but also be preserved for future generations to come. In this case, California's hotspot status will remain untouched and ecosystems will be able to thrive once again. Best case scenario would be that the majority of California's endangered species will be revived as well. Without the solution, without people promoting native species growth, biodiversity will continue to decrease, resulting in habitat and ecosystem loss, and more endangered and more extinct species, and in a reduction of our crop cultivation, and also which would lead to a decrease in tourism because the majority of our nature will be gone. Now that we see the effects, we need to get something done clearly. So the action that I am proposing is to write to legislators to pass laws against invasive species. In order to reach California legislatures, you can click the picture that's right here in the slide, and it'll take you directly to a website where you can find their email address, phone number, and their mailing address. But once you get to the website, I highly recommend calling instead of writing a letter or emailing because they are much more likely to respond. It is also rare that a legislator will answer your calls directly. More likely, a staff member will answer your call and relay the message to you, and the legislator should answer after that quite quickly. Then you should express your concerns about the drastic nature of biodiversity loss due to invasive species and petition them to write legislation to address the issue. So in conclusion, promoting biodiversity will combat harm done by invasive species to California ecosystems. We need to write to our legislators so that more awareness is spread and more legislation can be written. So I'll ask you one more time. Where would you rather live? The beautiful California we know and love, or somewhere where ecosystems are no longer thriving and are pretty much dying? Thank you so much for listening.